Hello everyone, good morning. I just want to update you on a couple things. As you know, a couple days ago, the federal judge in Southern California overturned the California gun ban, allowing 30-round magazines to be put back in place. So I guess Palmetto State didn't waste any time and started shipping magazines out to California. And Xavier Bassaro, the same California AG, appealed to the same judge, Judge Benitez, appointed by Bush 43, to give him a temporary stay until they can appeal. And for whatever reason, Judge Benitez agreed to do it, so the California ban on 30-round magazines is back in effect. Now, why did he do this? I have no idea, because if you read Judge Benitez's report, he said this was a total infringement on the U.S. Constitution, a total infringement on the California State Constitution. He said impeding people to have magazines for a certain type of weapon was an infringement. And he was right on everything, but for some reason he decided, well, he would let the California AG have his ban back until they could appeal it to the Ninth Circuit. Now, he says against the state constitution, the U.S. Constitution. He set out it was an infringement on everyone. It was an infringement on a certain type of class of weapon, but yet he installs the ban back. This makes zero sense to me. I told you last video, elections matter, and people said, well, elections had nothing to do with this case yet because Bush 43 was elected and now Al Gore. Now, if this had been an Al Gore judge, you think we would have gotten the ban overturned in the first place? No, but this is where the rhino and the judge comes out. He said everything right in the beginning, and then he caved to the leftist AG and gave his ban temporary back until the Ninth Circuit could hear it. Now the good thing is, the Ninth Circuit has had a couple more judges appointed by Donald Trump, so that court is no longer the ridiculous, heavy leftist court it once was. So we have a chance of get this overturned in the Ninth Circuit. If not, it will go to the Supreme Court most likely. So that's a report. Now the ban goes into effect. That's today. Today's Friday. It goes into effect 5 p.m. California time today. So get your magazines before 5 p.m. illegal. 5:01 p.m. and after. You're technically considered a felon. So get as many magazines as you possibly can out in California and out in the little states, and then go bury them back again so you don't get in trouble. Now the other news, it seems like as my fellow law enforcement, retired law enforcement, HR 218, known as the Law Enforcement Safety Officers Act, is being amended especially for retired officers. And the things you know about this reform is being backed heavily by the FOP, the Fraternal Order of Police, the FBI Agents Association, the Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association, and the National Organization of Black Enforcement Executives. Also, the Association of Former Agents of the United States Secret Service, and the National Sheriff's Association, and the ATF Association. So you have a lot of people backing these reforms up. Now the LEOSA HR 218 was supposed to allow LEOs to carry anywhere in the United States. It was done by President Bush 43 back in 2004. The goal was to let any retired or active officer carry anywhere in the United States and the U.S. territories without any state or local laws getting in the way. And to do it without a state permit. Your badge would act like the permit. Problem is, over the years, a lot of retired cops and even some active cops have run into problems in some states. Now, we said the bill was intended to let us carry anywhere. Although the law was supposed to supersede individual state laws, some of the language of LEOSA was so vague, and to this day has caused issues for cops and retired officers in some states that interpret the law differently than others. What else is new with the government? Well, we all know that New Jersey is a great example of this. They pretty much do what they want. They pretty much ignore the law, and I guess Hawaii has been another one that has been famously unfriendly towards the LEOSA Act. So they're trying to avoid those problems, and LEOSA has been amended twice but still has its issues. Again, typical government plan. This is what happens when you leave law enforcement out of a situation like this. The other problem with LEOSA was it didn't cover certain areas like national parks, which it should have, but it didn't. It also doesn't cover limits on magazine capacities, which it should. It allows the state to ban weapons on state properties like courthouses, private property like bars. It also doesn't protect from the Gun-Free School Zone Act, which is crap if you ask me. That's when all the mass shootings started. And but it does cover a lot of areas throughout the country, and a lot of people, especially retired officers, run into difficulties with LEOSA's qualification standards. Despite this has been amended twice, both in 2010 and 2013 when Obama was in office, in order to strengthen it. The updated LEOSA Act also to try to fix many issues. I think it was Representative Don Bacon of Nebraska introduced the bill back on Valentine's Day, saying that the core of the LEOSA Reform Act is about responsibility to provide greater public safety for law enforcement and our communities at home. The bill significantly expanded where qualified active LEOs and retired cops can carry, including in the school zones, state and private property, and national parks. He also addressed his magazine to get rid of ridiculous so-called high-capacity magazine restrictions that states impose, and allowing them to get certification from a wider variety of firearms trainers across the country. So I guess if you retire in one state, you should be able to qualify down there. Like, for example, if I leave New York and go down to South Carolina, I think the bill would allow me to get requalified in South Carolina, as opposed to having to drive all the way to New York to requalify so I could go back home. So that is the update on HR 218. It's also the update on the ridiculous California magazine ban. I will keep you up to date as much as I can. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you later. Remember, carry a gun, protect your family. If you don't do it, no one else will do it for you. We'll see you next video. Stay safe, everybody.